what I was taught. I learned what's in that cloud. And here, it was something that was threatening our culture, threatening reality, and above all, threatening the church, threatening Jesus Christ. And I was taught this, I learned it because it was happening in my lifetime. And it got darker and darker. So now those of you who are born from here over, this for you is what you think is normal. And it's been taught normal. BLM, LGBT, Antifa, entitlement, feminism, political correctness, all these things that are out there today that are creating and being forced on every aspect of life, we're now experiencing as though it's normal. But it's not, it's darkness. But it's hard for me to convince someone who's born here, because that's the only reality they know. Whereas I know both realities. I know the clear skies, but I also have seen the darkness. And I know that this is darkness. You don't believe me? You see this book here? What is this book? Consecration of St. Joseph. This book we used in our men's group just recently. We went through this book by Father John Calloway. It's the hottest book in the Catholic Church right now. And it's a wonderful book. It's got all kinds of great quotes in there from Scripture, the Father's Church, all about St. Joseph. And it ends up, as you study about him, it ends up where you're asked to do a consecration. In other words, you come before an icon of statue of St. Joseph. You say, Joseph, I'm giving my life to you, which is like giving it to Christ. And I promise to become a man like you, a righteous man, a man of honor. But I need your help. Men are putting themselves at the feet of St. Joseph and saying, Joseph, make me a good man. Make me step up. That's what this book is about. Well, I just learned yesterday that this book has been delisted from Amazon. You don't think we're in darkness? And you know, no, we're upside down too. And you know, there's a whole lot more censoring going on. Anything Catholic, anything that belongs to this time is being struck from our life. I just had a talk with some people on the school board because they're very upset, they're worried. They're part of the school board, and the school board, now what's rolling in, the dark cloud that's rolling in now in the school system, is going to be the imposition of critical race theory, transgenderism, and all that stuff from the clouds. And the people on this board know it's clouds, it's wrong, but it's being forced on them so they can tell their kids that this is normal, this is not. It's being forced. If you don't teach it, you lose your job, we'll sue you, we'll brand you, put you up on the news, and call you names. The darkness has rolled in and is now becoming the norm for our time. And they want these children to grow up thinking that this darkness is normal and Jesus Christ is not. I've told you some months ago, I gave you the quote from the book about, the book itemizes how communism takes over culture. This is what's happening. Is this graphic enough for you? Is the fact that Amazon delisted that some kind of sign for you? For those of you who are born here and you think I'm just not so funny-duddy, is that enough information, enough, a little bit of proof for you? You who like to fool around online, look this up. You who are younger than me. The Frankfurt School. You know what that is? Of course you don't, because you're not taught the right thing. The Frankfurt School was a group of sociologists who came up with the idea of critical race theory and critical theory. and they brought it to the United States. You know what that critical theory is? Critical theory is when you look at a culture, you criticize it and you destroy it. It's called the Frankfurt School. Go on your phone. Come on, Frankfurt School. Look it up. Here in Chicago, a student of that was named Saul Alinsky. Saul Alinsky became the guru about how to destroy America. His two biggest followers were Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. He wrote a book about how to destroy and dismantle America based on the Frankfurt School of Critical Theory. Critical theory is now replacing reading, writing, arithmetic in our schools. And that's what the school board people were concerned about. That's why they talked to me. Because reading, writing, arithmetic is being replaced by critical theory. Critical race theory comes right out of communism, how to destroy America. Do you know what the Chinese children are learning, and the Iranian children are learning, and the North Korean children are learning? Reading, writing, arithmetic. That's why they're surpassing us in technology and militarily. Well, we're playing around with feel good and critical theory and liberalism. I'd say, look, it's a liberalism that has come from that dark cloud. So, where is the answer? It's in the church. It's in knowing and being faithful to what the church has said, because the church knows what reality is about. The popes wrote documents back in the 1800s about seeing that cloud. They saw the cloud coming. They wrote against this and they warned us, but we didn't pay attention. And now that cloud is here. And the only thing that can undo that cloud is the church. And that's why we are the target. We need council fathers again today. And that's got to be you and me, who preserve the true teaching of the word of the church, of God's plan. Church teaching is simply God's blueprint. It's like going back to the prairie. It's how flowers grow. That's all. God's plan is how flowers grow. And the church is the last bastion that knows that and teaches that. It's been infiltrated too. It always was. That's why they have these councils. It's infiltrated again. Well, let me tell you something. What you'll always get at this church, as long as I'm here, is what the council fathers taught. Glory to Jesus Christ. Liturgy continues on page 35 of the Pew Book.